Now, as the curtain comes down on Tourism Month, activations are in full swing. Cape Town Helicopters has unveiled its cutting-edge new hangar at the iconic V&A Waterfront Heliport. The exciting launch also marked the introduction of a range of new products tailored to the upcoming season, promising unique adventure and exploration. For more on this, I'm joined by the CEO of Explore Collections and Cape Town Helicopters, Mr. Neil Warren. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us here on Newsnight. Now, we will be commemorating Tourism Day a little bit later this month, but I want to talk about this brand new hangar at the V&A Waterfront and what exactly makes it so cutting edge and so world class.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. I think we've had such an old facility that we found that the expectations of our customers and the travelers and the tourists was being underwhelmed and not met. So the new facility has made a huge difference to the handling of passengers and meeting the expectations of the clientele and the customers that fly with us.
Could we possibly go into detail as to what the exact changes are and what has been altered or improved?
Okay, so it's not a revamp, it's a complete new build. In the past, we lived in, you could almost say, temporary facilities. And the new build is being done by the landlord, the V&A Waterfront, and they have rebuilt a fairly significant new hangar space for the tenants there, including Cape Town Helicopters. So it's a completely new hangar with beautiful offices and a beautiful reception area for the guests. So it's just really moving to one of the world's best heli facilities. Certainly the ones that I have been and seen across the world, this stands out as one of the best.
Mr. Warren, I want to talk about the theme for World Tourism Day and Tourism Month. It is tourism and green investment. I want to talk about the South African Aviation Space's responsibility, ensuring that themes like this and sustainability and environmental affairs are taken into consideration in the aviation space. How important is that for you and your organization, and what are you doing to achieve this?
Well, we have spent a lot of money on purchasing and investing in helicopters that are eco-friendly. And we invested in a brand of helicopters called Airbus. And we run it by law limits. And we run it at about 50% of the noise of most helicopters. And everywhere in the world where there is eco-sensitive tourism, for example, Hawaii, Las Vegas with the Grand Canyon, the brand of helicopter that is used to reduce the noise output is this brand of helicopter called Airbus. So we anticipated being responsible in our tourism and in our operation, and we invested heavily in these helicopters, which are not only built for tourism, but ultimately reduce the impact on the environment. So we work to a mantra of why spoil one person's day and make another one's day. In other words, the person in the air enjoying and the person on the ground not enjoying. So we feel that we have been ahead and really made an attempt to make the peninsula a quieter place from a helicopter tourism perspective.
I see. I want to expand on this term that I've been seeing titled luxury tourism. You did mention that the hangar is world class and it's one of the best that you've ever seen and experienced. We know that Cape Town is one of the top rated, if not the top tourism destination, and we have millions of tourists coming in annually. What can they expect when seeking this aspect of luxury tourism and a luxury experience?
Well, what we found is that the tourism recovery that took place after COVID, and particularly from about this time in 2022, is that fortunately, the luxury side of the market recovered quicker than the what you could call 3-4 star part of the market. So in terms of innovation, we have put together a range of products which combine the transport to get to places of natural beauty. We've invested in looking for places that you can't get to with a normal vehicle. And we've also provide the combination of food, natural beauty, and the transport to get there. So luxury, the new luxury is not necessarily 7-star gold-plated. It is to do with something, it could well be to do with something simple, something experiential, and something that money can't necessarily buy. So we've spent quite a lot of effort, and not necessarily only money, in setting up places, unique picnic spots. We have a range of experiences, such as we have 2 picnic spots, one in the peninsula, one in the Stellenbosch Mountains. We offer a mussels and oysters experience up in Saldanha, just by way of example, where you can really get what we call the new luxury.
Well, it all sounds absolutely amazing. It sounds absolutely lovely. I saw a statement that read, and it said that the V&A Waterfront is actually considered the most visited tourist attraction in South Africa. So this is ideally the perfect location. But I want to expand on what this then means for tourism in South Africa. How are we hoping that it will impact the South African tourism industry?
Well, if you listen to the employment stats in the recent surveys or Stats SA feedback, the Western Cape, and in fact, in particular, Cape Town, have grown in the number of people employed, and the sector that stood out most is the tourism sector. And if I just look at my staff complement since COVID, we have grown to well beyond what we employed before COVID. So if we are a small section of tourism, an indication of the rest of the industry, then we really expect the growth in employment from tourism to lead the way. So primarily, I would say that what this means is a growth in a sector and continued growth and attraction for Cape Town.
And when we're talking about that growth and attraction, what more, in your view, Mr. Warren, needs to be done? How can we further expand? What needs to be done to ensure that the tourism sector, both in the Western Cape, Cape Town, but throughout South Africa as well, continues to thrive and continues to grow?
Well, I think we are getting support from the Western Cape government, and particularly from the city of Cape Town, to keep improving development within the city. So we need, number one, we need continued support from Cape Town and from the tourism minister in the central government. If I would pick out a couple of specifics, we need more flights. We need more direct flights into Cape Town. We've had a lot more airlines coming here, but that needs to increase and continue to increase. So Yeah, and I think that also our landlord, the V&A Waterfront, continues to develop and make the central tourism more attractive and keeping the standards of the city and the V&A attractive to the visitors.
Indeed, Mr. Warren, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for sharing this brand new development with us, and we can't wait to see how it contributes to the tourism sector in South Africa. Thank you very much for your time and your insights as well. We appreciate. That was the CEO of Explore Collections and Cape Town Helicopters, Mr. Neil Warren, just talking to us about this brand new hangar at the V&A Waterfront that is a world class, and we are hoping will increase tourism in South Africa and the Western